Tidmouth 12 here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today I got a bit of a sort of time-lapse buildy thing. I don't really know. Well, as you've seen from the thumbnail and the title, I built tin sheds in Minecraft using the Create mod and a few other aesthetic mods as well, but we'll get into that. Now, I originally built it in creative mode and created a schematic for it, and now the schematic cannon in the bottom left there is slowly printing the entire structure layer by layer. The schematic cannon is definitely faster than just building it myself. And of course, I'd already built it once in creative, so I wasn't going to just build it again. I should point out this build is somewhat inspired by Imagineer Dave's Roundhouse video. I'll link that in the description, and there'll be a card in the corner as well. Basically, the rows for the sheds are kind of I think you can use them if you attach the ghost rails to them. But for my build, they're just aesthetic. So I'm filling them in and then setting the rotation underneath, and then rotating them into place. Now you'll see that it didn't quite line up. I had my placement slightly wrong, so I had to reset all of these several times. As you can see again, it's slightly off. It's more like it's clipping into the stone on the one side and then there's a gap on the other. Rechecked my blueprint, which had moved slightly, which was why everything was slightly off. So there is 3 rotated rows on either side. There is a 20 degree, a 40 degree, and a 61 degree. For some reason 60 degrees didn't quite look right, which is why there's an extra degree. And finally it lined up perfectly. Then I mirrored that blueprint and went through the entire process on the other side, and then went through the entire process on the other side. And then I just sat back and let the schematic cannon get back to work. Now, we're using, I say we because I've been playing with a few friends, but we're using the version 5 turntable here, which is operable. If you set it up to drive a train on there, it will park at the stop, be attached to the turntable, and then spin around and then exit out the other side, which is fun. We haven't quite figured out how it works yet, but it's there, and hopefully we'll figure it out at some point. Now for the block palette on here, I've used the Chisels mod that we have to have like a slightly different variation of sandstone. There's a couple of different types of sandstone. Then we've got deep slate for the roof. And for the green colour, I've used willow wood from Biomes O Plenty, because that seems to be a pretty good match for like the green wood colour that they use in sort of a lot of the props in the model era. And of course I've gone for the the hit era. It's kind of I styled it after the classic era Tidmouth sheds, but it's kind of hit era 7 burst style just to make it symmetrical. It's also a lot more round in this than the actual prop. The original prop isn't really as curved as this, but you know, I think it still looks good, and you can tell what it is if you're a Thomas fan. So there it is. That's the build. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I may do stuff like this again in the future if people are interested in seeing this sort of thing. So if you've enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, all that good stuff. I'm Tidmouth 12, and I'll see you next time. Bye!